up, y'all? Welcome back to the first ever La Prensa in DC. We're here to cover the inauguration, and we're doing it today thanks to Gabriela Smile Foundation. Big thank you to them. Buy your $100 raffle ticket to get that purple truck. It's a very beautiful thing. Now, sir, please introduce yourself to the people. Thank you so much for being here.
Well, thank you. Thanks for coming along from Washington, D.C., all the way from San Antonio.
Yeah, oh man, and speaking of San Antonio, why did you want to meet here?
I wanted to be here. This is the San Antonio Bar and Grill, right from my house. Here we've got the Alamo.
How fantastic is
There
that?
have never been this many people from San Antonio in this place, of this restaurant. So welcome. Thanks for being here.
And what do people think of this restaurant?
Well, I've been coming here since the first day it opened. And I love it. I like the people here. The food's okay. It's not San Antonio, Mexican, but it's the closest we can come.
Fantastic. Brother, tell people where you used to work and what you do now.
Well, originally from San Antonio. Grew up in a neighborhood by St. Mary's. Went to St. Mary's University. And we took a job in the police department. I was always interested in the police department. At the same time, I was finishing my master's at St. Mary's. And was able then to find out that the federal government was looking for people with experience and graduate degrees, include the Secret Service. And lo and behold, I took the test, and the rest is history. 22 years later, here I am talking to you after a year of protecting presidents, vice presidents, and kings and queens, and popes and potentates, and traveling and I worked in 22 different countries.
Wow. So when you first get under the Secret Service, how did they tell you? Did they send a guy in your bushes, or?
Well, they definitely do a very intense background. And just like today, that's what's in the news today, that they're doing background checks on the individuals from the National Guard who are here to protect the Capitol. The level of background is different, it's distinct. And so that's what happens. That's what we see happening here tonight.
Yeah. Well, so when you get accepted into the Secret Service, you didn't tell me how they told you.
Well, you have to take an exam, a test. And I was recruiting for the SAPD, and the guys that lived next to me were recruiting for the Secret Service. So they said, hey, we didn't have many takers, but we can take the test with us. And I said, sure, when's the test? It's Saturday, today's Friday. Well, how do you study for the test? Well, they give you this big book, looks like a phone book. Now, I don't have time to study for that, but I'll look through it. I took the test, 50 people took the test, 5 people passed.
Wow.
And of the 5 people that passed, they offered the job to 2. And I took it.
Wow.
And there I am.
When you first were considering that job offer to go into the Secret Service, what were you thinking to yourself, and what were the decisions that helped you say yes?
It was an opportunity to work in government. You're protecting the President of the United States, the Vice President, former presidents, world leaders, an opportunity to travel the world when the government's dying and live in different places. It was an opportunity I think was a
When I think about the Secret Service, I only know what I've seen in the media. Is it as legit as you think they are?
Well, sure, and it's more than that. Otherwise it wouldn't be a secret. But part of what I work on is what you see on TV are the agents who are protecting the president, male and female, close up. What you don't see is what's going on around. You're seeing the last line of defense, but there's like 7 other circles of protection, technical, cyber, investigations. But when I joined, Secret Service was part of the Treasury, and they were also the ones responsible for protecting the currency. So not only were they protecting the president, but the president's on your money, from counterfeit.
Yeah.
And the Secret Service was created as an agency to protect your currency, not your presidents. That came later.
How many people do you think it takes to protect one president? What does that really look like?
Well, the ring and the multiple rings, the size of the ring, the intensity of the ring, the training, the equipment, all depends on intelligence. If, for example, as a brand new agent, I had the opportunity of traveling to Mexico with Lady Bird Johnson. She was the former First Lady of President Johnson, so the intelligence on her was very low. But we had a team of people whose focus was her health, coordinating optics, how she gets into a place and out, So to answer your question, it really depends on that. So like today, we have the vice president becoming president, Joe Biden, and what happened on January 6th. The intelligence is quite intense. So you got 20,000 National Guard troops, you got Secret Service, you got ATF, you got FBI, you got the Metropolitan Police, the Capitol Police, and police agencies supporting from Virginia and Maryland and around the place. It's the intelligence tells us we need to go overboard.
No way. So you think that there's something being said in the background that we don't know about?
Sure. And until what's being said can be proven or disproven, you have to assume it's a risk.
How much danger do you think people will be in if they try to get close to the inauguration, like the actual Capitol site?
Well, we step back a minute and talk about the risk, the risk to the event, the risk to the president. Risk has basically three components. What is the threat? So what is the threat to the event? What is the threat to the Capitol? What is the threat to the incoming president, vice president, the former presidents who are attending? Vice President Pence is going to be there. What's the threat to them? Second, what are the consequences if you don't take the appropriate action? And third, vulnerability. So the vulnerability is being addressed by all the troops that you see there, all the preparations, to avoid the consequences of not doing what needs to be done. And then by doing that, you're addressing it.
What are some precautions people who are going to be in DC on that day can take to make sure that they guard themselves from some of these troubles?
Well, they tell you to be smart. Know what's going on. Don't go to work unless you have to. The metro closed all of the stops that are right in the center of the town. The buses aren't going through there. So that's your sign that you need to be careful, be smart, know what's going on. But this is Washington, D.C. There are protests and events happening here every single week. Pro-government, anti-government, pro-First Amendment, pro-this and that. So the people who live here are kind of accustomed to what they see going on.
All right, but you're a guy who's been in these situations before. You've been into, you know what's up in the back rooms. Does it scare you at all what you see happening today?
Well, it's unsettling. It's not scary, but it is unsettling to most. Most people live on a scale of 1 to 3 on threat, and people who live here are kind of accustomed to seeing things, but not at this level. No one is. It's never happened before. So people who live here are staying home. The people who are coming in town are finding out pretty quickly that there's a threat and that they have to watch themselves. And the people who are coming in to do harm, well, they're ready for it.
I know you're in the Secret Service. You came to the Secret Service. What's the silliest thing you ever saw Secret Service agents do? Like in the background,
Well, if anyone ever did anything silly, that would have been the last thing they've ever done.
No way!
This is like every time there's an event like this, every time the president leaves the White House, in the Secret Service, it's the Super Bowl. Every day, it's the Super Bowl. And there's no second place. You gotta win. That's the intensity of these guys working.
Well, I have some other colleagues who are going to talk to you about some tremendous things, and I appreciate the time that you've offered us to be able to talk to you and get to know a little bit more about you. I understand you will be coming to San Antonio soon. Can you tell people more about that?
Well, I'm planning to come down probably toward the end of March. I have a family there, and we'll visit and catch up and hopefully get some good experts.
Yes, very good. Well, please hit us up when you come down.
You got it right.
We want to say a big thank you to Yvette Chapa for helping us get out here. She is the one who connected us. She's
That's
actually
right.
a comedian out there. Anything you want to say to your sister?
Just don't forget that she owes me that money.
She definitely will forget. And again, a big thank you to Gabriella Smile Foundation for making the day possible. Don't forget to get your $100 raffle ticket for you folks at home. Thank you so much for watching.